Right, so more breaking news on the madness that is the Raheem Sterling situation. So obviously, bit of context to anyone that's been living on the moon. The guy and his representatives made a statement that, in short, informed the world that it's a disgrace that Sterling's not playing. And he basically came across like a precious little child who is basically saying to the world, do you know who I am? Why am I not playing? You're not playing because you've been dog shit for a long time. And I think Jamie Redknapp kind of summed it up perfectly, in fairness to him. This guy has clearly got a massive ego, and he just doesn't like not playing. It's that simple. And all the people defending Sterling, would you take him at your football club? You probably wouldn't. So there we go. I think he needs to have a look at himself, because he's not been good enough. You've got players like, I even think Mudryk done better than Sterling last season. Mudryk is getting slated left, right and centre. And even Mudryk and Jackson. Why is it that Jackson was able to play better than Sterling last season? Jackson was getting slated last season, but he managed to pick his form up. You know, you've not been good enough. It's that simple. And I feel like Maresca's now done the right thing. He's completely exiled Sterling from the team. He's isolated him. He doesn't want him, and that's fair enough. Sterling's got to suck it up and move on. But in order for him to move on, he's going to need to take a pay cut if he wants to stay in Europe, because no one in their right mind would ever pay those wages for him. Seriously, this one's got Saudi written all over it. But does he want to leave London? You know, that's the question. But if he wants to play football, if he values his football so much, that's the only place he's going to play if he's going to be on the same money. Or he takes a pay cut and he goes to a team in the Premier League, or he goes abroad. But they still won't be able to pay that kind of money, so he needs to take a pay cut. He's not been good enough. It's that simple. He really hasn't. Since signing from City, it just shows how good of a manager Pep Guardiola was, because he kept him in check a lot of the times. He managed to use him effectively, but he never really trusted him in big European games, I don't think, Sterling. But he was a fantastic player for City. He really was. I've got to give him that. But since he's left City, he's done nothing. And yeah, that statement was just the icing on the cake for the Sterling situation. I think Chelsea are better off getting rid of him. You've still got Pedro Neto, Madueke, Palmer, Mudryk on the wings. Jackson can play on the wing. Felix. They've got options that are better than Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is not the same player, and I think Maresca is 100% correct in exiling him, because that statement was out of order. You know, I think he was probably protecting Sterling, you know, because he didn't come out and criticise Sterling before this statement, and now this has happened. He's probably thinking, well, nah, you know, you can F right off. Like, I don't want that kind of winger. He was honest in the media. The question is, was he honest with him face to face? Doesn't really matter, but if he was, then Sterling has got no argument here. It's best for all parties if Sterling just moves on. I think if he wants to earn the same money, he's got to go to Saudi, because they're the only country that can afford his wages. All the clubs in the country can afford his wages. So yeah, it looks like his time in England is going to be done, and I think it will be best for him as well, you know, to experience a different kind of life. And yeah, just get a nice little decent paycheck before he retires, and that will make sense to me, because he's won everything in the game bar the Champions League, so, and anything internationally. But yeah, I think the Sterling thing's gone way out of control, and I think now he needs to definitely move on and look to better his career somewhere else.